started off by meeting Sally in one of the organized public engagement events in the Whitworth Gallery, where there was the attempt to bring artists together with scientists.
When I went over to the centre and looked at the sort of research that everyone was doing, I realised that the scientists were actually really creative as well, really creative in their ideas about research.
I wanted always to get engaged in an arts way, because when you see the beauty of the cells, and my lab is involved in imaging, we use the microscope as a tool to investigate the processes of cells and how cells sense their environment, then you realize not only the scientific aspect, but also the beauty of the cells.
So on the evening, some of the scientists were here, and so they were able to sort of explain some of the artwork to people, which was really good as well. And yeah, it's just been a really interesting evening. There was some of the artwork of the AMD, people were saying looked kind of like a cherry blossom, quite floral. I think quite a lot of people understood that it was something quite scientific, but I think, you know, people just sort of saw the beauty of the images and were really into that, and the idea that these things have been screen printed by hand is really interesting. In the Western world, we sort of do everything that we can to suppress ageing. There is so much focus on that you can't look old, that you mustn't age. But the reality is that it's happening within all of us. I think it makes people question, you know, their own mortality, hence the title for the project, Immortality.
I don't know, they look kind of like, I don't know, they're like microorganisms or something like that, I don't know.
So I didn't know what the pictures were about. I had a look. I'd enjoyed them on a formal level, but I didn't know what was going on. And then I read the text and understood that they were about cells committing suicide and the complexity of cells through cancer, and it gave a whole other dimension to what I was seeing, and I was quite overwhelmed by it.
Cells have a skeleton. Cells have something like hands. Cells feel. Cells live. And that is by itself extraordinary. They look in a way like parachutes, all the same, but still a little bit different. You can think about it in aspects not only of cells in a certain environment. How is it with people in the different environment? We might react a little bit different. And again, on this picture we see there are differences from one cell to one cell. Think further on, right? So how may society evolve? How do tissues evolve, develop? How does that relate to diseases, and so on?
I feel like there's a big movement of artists making scientific inspired work. Katie Patterson, for one, making like a light bulb the same colour as the moonlight, and things that communicate with the Arctic. I feel like there's a lot going on already, not only Katie Patterson, but there's quite a big movement in science plus art.
Creativity plays a huge role. Of course, we need to, in our data analysis, be very objective, or try to be very objective in what we are doing, but and analyze. But on the other hand, with these imaging tools and visualization tools, and about thinking what health and disease is, I think there is a lot of creativity needed, and is of benefit, and to transport our thoughts again to the public.